All right, we're ready to call to order our normal council meeting. Today is July 1st, 2024. It is 5:33 p.m. in the evening. Starting from my left, roll call.
Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Councilman Darrell Honore.
Mayor Shamika Reynolds.
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
Thank you. And we have Councilwoman Mayor Pro Tem Inman entering now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. All right, at this time, I would like to do a moment of silence. If you could, please silence your phones, silence your phones, silence your phones. All right, council, we are ready for the approval of the agenda tonight.
I'd like to make a motion to approve tonight's council meeting agenda, July 1st, 5:30 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. At this time, do we have any public comments? Any public comments at this time? Did anyone sign up? None? Okay. All right, there is no old business today. We're going to move forward into new business. And we have for decision our fiscal year 2025 budget. And we'll have our chief administrator to come up. DeJarnette.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
I sent out the final proposed budget earlier today. That was with the one last change that was asked. Other than that, it's just waiting to be over.
And council, if you need to go into motion for discussion, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to accept the fiscal year 2025 budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Actually, I had discussions and we kind of went over it, but Chief, if you would go over the big items that were that.
So some of the big items that you see that there's a discrepancy in this because the proposed budget is going to be a little bit different than the fiscal year 24 because it's only an actual 10-month budget. So there's still 2 months pending. That's why there's such a big difference in some of the items. One item I know that was discussed was the bond, which is, it's under, it's under administration. It's going to be 581100. There's a fiscal year 24 actual 10 month of $72,249.62. That's because we got our SPLOS bond, but we haven't received our interest from the bond being in there yet because it hasn't even been in there full 30 days. So once we start receiving interest, that'll offset.
Okay, so the principal, if you would go over that one, the 58100, that's the start of it. Let's go over that one.
581002 City Hall mortgage principal. Is that the one you're talking about?
581000, yes, mortgage principal.
Yeah, mortgage principal is actual 10 month is $19,679.11. And the reason why there's a big difference between the $40,831. That's just because the other bill comes in June. We pay that once every 6 months.
Okay, so then the difference of the 40 and 831.78 and the 91 is the adding of the bond issuance cost, and the other is the fact that we only in 10 months for the City Hall mortgage principal.
Correct. The last payment just came in, so that actually over 12 months will be what we budgeted for the 40,000. And I think the other big one that there was talks about was the grant.
Mm-hmm. What number?
That's on revenues 331000.
Uh-huh.
So in that, it says a fiscal 24 10-month was 106,755. I know we budgeted for 132. That's just because we haven't received all of our grant money. And as you know, we have a 3-year grant through the state that is now condensed down into roughly 2 years. That's why you see the 258 317 on the left side, because it went from a 3-year to roughly about a 2-year.
Is that 2-year total in that amount?
That's not a full 2. No, that's just this year. So we'll have another total come fiscal year 26, because we'll have more grant money still coming in. Those were the big discrepancies.
I think so. We probably already discussed them, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone had a good understanding.
Any other discussion, council?
Yeah, that's all for me, ma'am.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. We are moving forward to the Lifeline Animal Project. And Chief, will you be presenting them so they can come up, or hold on a second? Okay, gotcha.
I motion to accept it. I motion to accept it and,
I second.
So we have a Lifeline Animal Project here with a small presentation.
Okay. Good evening.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for
so
coming.
much. My name is Rebecca Gwen. I'm actually the CEO and founder of Lifeline Animal Project, and we are the organization that manages DeKalb County Animal Services, the shelter. And this is your shelter director, Annie
Yes.
Alder, DeKalb County Animal
Nice to meet you.
Services, and we have a presentation. I don't know if y'all can see it?
We have to
Yes.
You have to turn around.
We'll turn
Okay.
around.
All right. Well, we'll go to the next slide since you've got, gives you probably too much information about Lifeline, but we have been around since 2002. Lifeline is actually the largest animal welfare organization in Georgia, but we started here in DeKalb County, and we have partnered with the county since 2003. In addition to running the DeKalb County Animal Services Shelter, we also operate Fulton County Animal Services and provide animal control services in Fulton County. We have the largest spay-neuter resource in the region. We do about between 13,000 and 15,000 surgeries every year. In 2019, we opened our Lifeline Community Animal Center, which is somewhat conveniently located at Spaghetti Junction. We provide full service, affordable veterinary care there. We have a new program that I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit with DeKalb County, where we can actually provide free services to pet owners who are in need. And then also we have something called our Pets for Life Community Outreach Program in Fulton County. But we have a lot of new programs here in DeKalb County, and one that's been around for a minute, and that is the DeKalb County Animal Services Shelter. We've run that shelter since 2013. And if you can go to the next slide. And this is where Annie comes in, because every day at DeKalb County Animal Services, 20 to 30 dogs come in. And that has put us where we are today.
So just last month alone, we took in 805 animals. Like Rebecca mentioned, a lot of those are dogs. We had 473 dogs alone come in last month. And the need for fosters, adopters, rescue groups to assist the shelter is really important right now because of that. Simply put, the number of intakes that we see at the shelter are exceeding outcomes, which means that, kennels are full, dogs do get stressed, they can get sick at the shelter. It's just not a good place for an animal to be. So we do have programs put in place to encourage the community to help these animals. Next slide. So one of the biggest ways you can help the animals in our community is by fostering. So for those who aren't familiar, fostering means that you are taking a shelter pet home, you are housing them in your home, and you are doing what you can to help that pet get adopted in most instances. Right now, the biggest need at DeKalb Animal Services is fosters for medium and large sized dogs. We do see a lot of bigger dogs in need of homes for a variety of reasons. A lot of places don't allow large pets, large dogs. We do see breed restrictions as well. So anybody that is in a position to take a medium or larger sized dog, that's always very impactful. Right now, we are in the middle of kitten season. So we're getting in kittens left and right, moms and babies. Those are obviously very fragile animals, and so they can't stay at the shelter, particularly bottle babies who do not have a mom. Those have to leave right away. So fosters for those animals are extremely helpful and do help save lives. And like I mentioned, getting animals in foster care helps keep them healthy, socialized, and it lowers their stress levels. Next slide, please. Another way that you can help animals in our community is to adopt. All of the animals that are adopted from DeKalb Animal Services come spayed or neutered, fully vaccinated, microchipped. We do have a lot of adoption specials right now. Senior pets 7 years of age and older have their adoption fee waived. Any dog that's been in the shelter for over 100 days is fee waived as well. We also have a program called Pets for Patriots that is for veterans, and it provides them with a lot of support and benefits to adopting a shelter pet. Next slide. Another way that you can help animals stay in the community where they belong is a program called Take 48. So essentially what this is you are taking any animal that you find and holding on to them for 48 hours while we try to find their owner. This obviously helps with overcrowding in the shelter, but it also helps reunite pets with their owners. Only 12% of lost dogs that were brought into the shelter last month were actually reunited with their owners, which is not great. So we want to try to encourage those pets to stay in the community because chances are if you find a dog or cat, they may belong to your neighbor. There are ways that you can make sure that these animals are seen within the community when you find them. There's a variety of websites, petfbi.com, Paw Boost, Petco Love Lost, and then of course Nextdoor, your local Facebook pages. Those are all important tools to help reunite pets with their family. If you find a lost pet, it's also really important to take them to get scanned for a microchip. We can do that at the shelter. Most vet offices can do that. But that allows us to see if that pet has an owner without actually having them physically enter the shelter and hopefully be reunited. I also like to mention if you have a pet at home and they don't have a tag on their collar, I would highly encourage that as well, because that's a very quick way to reunify pets and their owners. Next slide. Another program that we have at the shelter is called Friendly Finder. So this is for people who have done Take 48. They haven't found the pet's owner, but they want to try to keep that pet out of the shelter while we continue to search for the owner. So essentially you are fostering that pet for the duration of the stray hold. So that's 5 days. Same concept as general fostering. It does keep the pet healthy. It keeps them out of the shelter, and it allows for more time for an owner to be found. If at the end of the 5-day stray hold, the owner is not found, you have a few choices. You can continue fostering the pet to try to help them find a home. You can choose to adopt the pet if they seem like a good fit for your household, or you can return the pet to the shelter. Any of those options help keep that animal out of the shelter for an important amount of time so that other animals who don't have a place to go have the opportunity to enter the shelter and have safe housing. Next slide.
Okay. We offer quite a few services to the community. I think one of the things that, especially for as elected officials to keep in mind is that if pets are suffering and the shelter's overwhelmed and the shelter's full, that means the people attached to them are having issues as well. No pet comes into DeKalb County Animal Services on their own. They don't show up and go, hey, let me in, right? So here are some of the things that we're doing, and Annie talked about some of the things that you can do as well. And I think we have some handouts put together that will have some more information, QR codes to do all these things. But one of the things we do is the Healthy Pets DeKalb. This is actually funded by donations. And we have these events twice a year in DeKalb County. Our next one will be probably in October. We don't have a date yet, but we'll make sure that you get it. It's at Wade Walker. And we do free vaccinations, free microchips, pet food, free supplies, spay neuter vouchers. 65% of those pets have not been fixed, and so we offer to fix them at no cost. Over 1,000 people are showing up at these events with their pets. So if you do want to come, please come early. But we have some other solutions too for you. So if you go to the next slide. Because DeKalb County has wanted to try to be much more proactive in the community, we're offering, and this is funded by DeKalb County, we're offering free vaccines closer to where we think they're needed. And we chose areas where we're seeing the highest impound, and this is one of those areas. So we have at the Rodan Recreation Center, I believe it's tomorrow actually, but it's every fourth Tuesday. So we rotate through all these locations. So we'll be at the Rodan Recreation Center, also at Stonecrest Library at the end of the month. And that flyer should be in your packet. You can scan there. All you have to do is make an appointment and show up. Vaccinations free, everything's totally free. Vaccinations, microchipping, we'll register your pet. We'll give you a voucher for a free spay neuter at that event. So it's the same thing we do at Healthy Pets. There's also a brief health exam from a veterinarian, and it is a veterinarian on site. That's much smaller. You don't have to wait in line. You can make an appointment, and it's close to you. So next slide, please. We also have a program called Snip to Cab. We've operated this program Lifeline has out of the shelter for a while, but this year DeKalb County has stepped up and is providing over 1,000, at least 1,000 free spay neuter surgeries for pets, any pet owner who needs to have that done. And at the time of surgery, we also do the annual vaccinations, microchipping, give you the DeKalb County pet registration tag. And again, you can scan the QR code on the flyer or go to our website, decalbanimalservices.com/petcare. We'll get you where you can register for all these things. The surgeries are performed at our community animal center that I was telling you about at Spaghetti Junction, and like I said, it's all free. It does take a minute to get an appointment because there's a pretty big demand. But just to give you an idea of how much the service would cost, if you were just getting the surgery done, the average cost for a medium to large sized female dog in DeKalb County is $525. So we're able to do it at a much lower price, and that enables the county to be able to subsidize it so that people can get it done for their pets who need it. It's dogs or cats. Your neighbors and stuff, we won't do that. But we will do dogs or cats. I was trying to make a joke. You go to the next slide. We also have a pet food bank that we started once a month. It's the fourth Friday of every month. It is at the DeKalb County Animal Services Shelter, which is on Chamblee, down Woody Road in Chamblee. And it's from noon to 2. You don't need an appointment. And we will give you pet food for a month for one pet. And we've had a really tremendous turnout. We've done two of those so far. And they're pretty popular. So this too is DeKalb County funding that's amazing. And next slide, sir. And I mentioned this earlier. If you have an animal who's sick, so all these other services are wellness, but if you have an animal sick, you have an emergency, don't have an emergency clinic, but we do have care that we can provide, and that's at no charge to you. It's funded by DeKalb County. We will ask if you can pay, we pay whatever we can, but the county can help with the rest. And this is kind of like as long as the funding lasts. But we're in partnership with the county to make sure that no pet in DeKalb County is denied care because the owners have the ability to pay. So we've had quite a few people take advantage of this. The average cost that each family is saving is about $275 of that. So it's a good thing if you need it. And then the next slide. This gives you an idea of some of Lifeline's work. This is before DeKalb County's funding. We had provided these free services to over 3,000 pets, and that's just in last year alone. Next. This is important, how to find us. As I said, the catanimalservices.com, and there are links on that website to everything. There are also, you'll see, I think we have about 2,000 animals under care. We have around 500 dogs at the shelter and a couple of 100 cats. And then we have even more than that in foster care. And there are photos of all the pets available for adoption. And there's information on how to adopt, and how to foster, and then how to find these other programs. And then our community animal center, that is where a lot of the veterinary services are performed. And that's also in DeKalb County. You can go to lifelineanimal.org for that. And I believe, next slide. That's it. If you have any questions, Annie or I will be happy to answer.
Thank you for, putting awareness around this. That's really good. I feel bad just hearing little poor babies in the trucks that go about with the animal crates, whining and stuff. I'm like, oh Lord. So this is really good what you guys are doing. So hopefully I'll put this out personally on my social media as well, but I encourage our city to do the same. Pretty sure we'll
Thank you. Appreciate that. Please spread the word, because the animals need your help, and if you need help with your animals, we're here for you. So, but people can't get help if they don't know how to.
Right.
Please let people know.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much.
Thank you.
All right, our next decision item, actually, it will be Rancho 2 Family Rodeo event. Chief, you ready? Okay,
So they just brought this to me. I don't know if you want to pass it around.
okay.
Where is this on?
So before you have Rancho 2 Diamantes, they want to do this is something different for us. That's why I figured I would kick it off and let them come explain. It's more of a family rodeo, small rodeo in the back of the park is what they're looking at renting. I talked briefly with them about some of our stipulations and was going to let them come up and talk. If you had any questions, that's a binder that they just brought in. If I had it earlier, I would have got it to you. But if you want to look, they're going to do both fields. One field for parking, the other field will be concert area / the rodeo. I think they're going to do a bull riding. Right? Yeah, bull riding. Everybody in the community is welcome to come out. What was the other thing? They are going to have, and I know one thing we always talk about is public safety. They plan on having an abundance of officers as well as their own EMS out there. So I think just talking to them, we met out there earlier today. They're saying that one field on the right is pretty much big enough almost for all their parking. They might have to utilize one of the other fields, but I told them that once we get done, get with Miss Renee, they can get the contract worked out, all that. You have any questions?
Okay.
I like that.
So something different, we've never had anything like that, plus kind of caters to everybody. They've also had they've done this 6 times in Rockdale. They're just trying to branch out and do it in other locations. Matter of fact, a couple of the Rockdale people that are big supporters of it and have been a part of all of them, they came in. I know we had talked to Sherrod Levitt over there. He agreed that it is a good event. But we're here if you have any questions.
What
Some of
day
y'all-
is this?
Saturday the 6th.
July 6th?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Let me see, where will you put in? Yeah, so how does it work out? So you have for the bull riding, right?
Yes.
So is it a competition?
Yeah, it's pretty much like a small competition, and it's we bring a couple of bulls and then bring the riders, and they all compete each other just to see who stands more in the bull. So it's a lot of fun, and just want to kind of introduce you. This is Mr. Fidel. He's the owner and founder of this project. This project is pretty much trying to give some kind of entertainment, and something for the community, trying to bring together all kinds, different backgrounds, people, just to have a good time. So he's got a ranch in Conyers. We have done it there, and everybody has welcomed with their kids, with their family, and they all have enjoyed so much. So he believes a lot in having some entertainment for the people, and as well making sure that everything is safe done. And we partner with all local enforcement, not just with any security company. And he also believes a lot in doing this kind of events, to bring people together, and as well of supporting, different communities as far as nonprofit organizations. So he's kind of sharing what he really likes, to do for the community. So, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, council?
I think one of the questions for, I think, Chief, you work out the time? You working out the time with that?
Yes. So I think when I was talking to Ms. Renee, we were having a radio silent at 10 o'clock, which is on the weekend.
Is that where we go to? They got somebody right behind us. All right, so is that what we decided on 10 o'clock on
On the
Sundays?
weekend, Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday?
No, they're not. We're doing it on Friday. I'm just saying that's
That's
what
what we decided.
originally was Friday and Saturday. We have to be radio silent at 10 o'clock. So they're going to be radio silent at 10 o'clock. They're actually normally go a little later, but they're going to actually start earlier just so that way they can get it.
So what's the time?
It's
10,
till 10. They'll be radio
10 in
silent
the
at
morning
10.
to 10 at night?
No. Radio silent at 10 p.m. They're going to start at.
Yeah, I shut down everything on the.
Yeah, probably at noontime or so, noontime from 10 p.m. Yeah. But people start coming like at 2 p.m., But yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Tell me
correct,
again,
too.
I'm asleep.
2 to 10.
2,
p.m. to 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Gotcha.
Now, my question is, how about getting the word out? So what do you, in our local community, how would you work that out?
We do mainly through social media. Nowadays, that's what everybody uses, social media. So that's how we normally do, social media, and distribute this to everybody.
Then you get enough people.
Yeah, and then, sometimes we put some signs, just the date of the event only.
Yeah.
So what is the noise level? Is it,
So I know one problem we've always had is bass.
no.
Yeah. They don't really do bass.
Wow.
They're more of like a
In-
musician instrument, like
Instruments, yeah.
trumpets, stuff,
Yeah.
things like that. That's one thing we did talk about bass. One thing they did agree with is if we do have issues or we do get calls like we normally do, to turn it
To
down.
address
Yeah.
it? Okay. All righty then, and you're inviting council?
Everybody is welcome, and
I'll be-
welcome.
I'll be-
It's gonna have a lot of, it's gonna have a good time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. So this is cool. I didn't really get a chance to go through your folder,
Sure.
but can
Wanna
you just
pass it
give
back?
like a quick summary of like who you cater to for this event? Is it kids? I heard you say family, but is it like also kids get to ride or?
Well, it's not actually the kids, this is professional bull riders.
Oh, so they're watching.
So it's
for
more like
entertainment.
like an event where you watch and enjoy.
Professionals.
Professional, yeah, it's
Oh,
not
okay.
anybody, 'cause
No.
nobody can just ride
No.
a bull without really going through a
It'd be-
professional training and having their
Right.
own.
Yeah, this is, I'm sorry, this is actually a tour. It's a USA
all
tour.
right, all right.
So these guys started in Texas. So this have I think it's 10 or 12. So these guys started in Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, California. So this is a tour.
Like
So
a
this,
circuit.
It's
Yeah,
professional bull
these are
riders that are
professional.
on a tour, all over the US.
Mhm.
So they're
Yes.
stopping here, and that's what he want to give the chance to share this with, with the city.
Yes.
Is it like a sanctioned bull ride? Like the points or whatever that they make?
Yeah, this-
kind
yeah.
of go to the, all right.
exactly.
That's
So,
interesting.
yeah, I was just curious. I know this is like literally this Saturday. So do you usually have it in Conyers every year? Will they do the tour or how does that work?
Yeah, well, this is more like actually, I do there before the same, but this is kind of like more like starting to like I know somebody familiar with the PBR. There's the way you start PBR like way back. So now this started this.
So it's bigger and you need more space.
It is yes,
Okay, gotcha.
exactly.
Just trying to understand. Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
thank you.
So will any trophies be given away?
Any trophies?
Belts?
Buckles.
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 Yeah, we had this down for new business, but are we needing a decision like?
I need a decision today.
It says
We
for
briefly
decision.
discussed it last week.
Yeah, we did.
And it's on the agenda today for decision because this is coming up this Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I make a motion?
Yes.
I motion to approve the Rancho to Family Rodeo event
Is there,
on Saturday,
6. Yes.
July 6th.
all right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. Thank
you
you
very
for
much.
bringing that to
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
I have one last question. When we get there, we can buy tickets at
You-
the.
You get a free ticket. So you can we want you to go and see it. So.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful, great.
All right.
It's real bulls.
I've seen it before. It's really neat. It's neat.
We have another upcoming event. Miss Maxine Young, event on Main Street. You ready?
I'm
Yes,
Maxine.
how y'all
Good to see
doing,
you.
Mayor,
You
council
disappeared,
members,
huh?
how y'all
Good to see you.
doing?
Hello.
This is Miss Marcy and Mr. Fitzgerald Johnson, they're part of the organization.
All right.
We're presenting for the event, it's the Jamaican Independence Day, the 4th of, it's the 6th of August, but we would like to do it on Sunday, and it's a family affair. We're gonna have, I think I sent the list where it's
Yeah.
gonna be for children, it's gonna give away, we're gonna have bouncy house, we're gonna have poetry, we're gonna have music, dancing, vendors, different things gonna be there. It's more like a family, it is a family affair. And we have, and I know you guys have something with your children in Lithonia, some kind of,
Yeah.
and so they're welcome also. It's gonna be back to school giveaway, all of that.
I'm sorry, interrupt you. The date, you said one date.
No,
and then you
no,
changed it.
no.
What's the
I
date?
said Jamaica Independence is on the 6th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
But
we
we're doing
celebrate.
it on the 4th, which is a Sunday from 1 to 4. I mean, from 1 to 9, 1 p.m. to,
My calendar messed up.
Yeah,
oh,
that's it.
sorry.
It's over time.
All right.
Okay, so the 4th of July,
No,
What day?
August.
August. My calendar.
It's okay.
The
Sweet.
4th, okay, got you.
Yeah,
Now I got you. Okay.
yeah, the 4th.
And will it be on Main Street?
Yes,
Okay, good.
Event on Main
yeah, it's
Street.
on Main Street and
Yeah.
vendors and family. So everybody in the community is welcome because it's gonna be a family. We're gonna have some dignitary, some other dignitary coming. Miss Marcia can set some lights on it also because she's part of the, the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, so like Ms. Maxine says, Jamaica Independence is celebrated on the 6th of August, but we're celebrating the event on the 4th, which is the Sunday before the 6th, because the 6th is actually a Tuesday, so we're doing it on the 4th. We're doing this to kind of for the Jamaicans living in Georgia, in and around Georgia, in and around Lithonia, can be culturally aware and be reminded of their independence. So it's a cultural family affair where we will display and demonstrate our culture. Like we will have jerk chicken, we will have the jam kuno. Is that what? We will have.
It's a masquerade.
It's a masquerade, right? We will have games such as a math race to kind of challenge, and we have the different areas of the different tiers in terms of the adults who will do the math race. What we call like an egg and spoon, where you put a lemon in a spoon and you run with it without it fell out.
Or jumping in a sack.
Or jumping in a sack, obstacle
Fun
races
stuff.
and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And like it says on there, we'll have dancing competition because dancing plays a very important part of our culture where every time they create a new dance and it's challenging for people to keep up with these new dances that they have. And most of our dances are full body exercise. So that should be fun. We have performances, comedy, and I did say obstacle race already, the math race, vendors, and stuff like that going on out there. We do acquire police and security protection out there while we are out there. And we'll definitely have brands such as Grace Kennedy. Not sure if you are aware of them. Grace Kennedy is one of the biggest brand that we have in Jamaica that does the jerk sauce and all of that kind of sauce, rice, cornmeal, all of that kind of stuff they do. We will have Victoria Mutual, which is one of the banks in Jamaica. We have $0 insurance down. We will have the IRS out there. We will have State Farm out there. All of those kind of vendors will be out there.
No, I'm with farmers. That's why I was messing with you.
Well, you can come on out with your flag. We don't have a problem with that. Bring your brand and put it up out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can bring their brand. It's a family
It's a
affair.
family affair.
And so you can
rep your
bring-
brand.
And we
Yeah.
have in vendors, so you're a vendor.
I'll
You
bring
come
that.
out, put your stuff out.
Let me know.
Yeah, that's something that everybody can do. I mean,
And the
So-
sweetest part of that too is that we plan to give back to the community. We will do
For
a
the
back to
kids.
school for the kids, and we will do water. What is called?
Water sponsor.
Water sponsor.
What is a water sponsor?
Water sponsor is for the athletes that performed in the school. We go out to the school and supply them with water, Gatorade.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
so it's a clean affair. It's fun, family, and neighborhood. So it bring the people in the neighborhood out. It's the first time we have it in Lithonia. They actually have it at other location. But I asked them to bring it here so we can have something different, and bring people to the neighborhood to see that Lithonia have something to offer.
And it's also to display another side of our culture.
Right.
Clean fun, to introduce our like our honorary consul general and other serving members from the Jamaica Corps to the community, and also to invite the Lithonia Diplomatic Corps, if I should say that, to kind of participate
Which
in
is
our
you guys.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is Lithonia.
All right,
know
thank-
Miss
hold on just a second. Councilwoman Shepherd.
It's more of a suggestion type thing.
Mhm.
Make sure you clear, make sure that you have a conversation with the rest of the business on.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
on
do
the
that.
strip.
Oh, no, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's,
Throw that in there.
we're gonna have cleanup.
Okay,
All
Yeah,
right.
but everybody gonna
okay.
know about it. So, because we have to see you guys first. So this is the first stop. This, once if you guys say yes, then we're gonna move on to let everybody know. Because we have to put it on social media. I know you all got the running board out there. Do we pay for that or the,
No, it's free.
Okay, so we can put that on there so drive-by people could see it. We're gonna put it out
Yeah.
so people could come. And if it's successful, we would like to do it again, because it will bring in culture and different people in and show a different side to, our culture, not only the rough side.
It's okay.
I never do a rough side, man.
Miss Maxine, I know you big on insurance, and I see a lot of the obstacle race and some of those races, so I'm
We
sure.
got
you-
insurance.
I know
Oh,
you
no, we got
that.
insurance.
I know you, Miss Maxine, I
Yes,
know you.
I am
okay?
very
All
strict.
right, otherwise, so you'll have flyers so we can send and put out. and put on our
Yes,
Facebook and
yes,
stuff.
we're gonna have flyers and stuff like that. And he's into the social media. This one, our social media person,
And he'll be
and
the
your
DJ out there.
DJ, and he also have a
TV station.
TV station.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful, great. So my
Get
question.
on that TV thing.
Yeah,
So-
we're gonna have live TV out there.
Caribbean
Yeah.
Live.
Caribbean Life, yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem, go ahead.
I see your shirt, Iberostar.
Yes,
Did you work there or like
yes, I DJ there.
really? Okay.
Mhm.
I went to the one in Mexico, so I was just curious.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm.
But I will be in Jamaica that week. I might be able to make it.
Oh, excuse you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
The beach. Thinking about the beach. Yeah, and the beach. What hotel you staying?
That for that one is S Jamaica
Oh,
Hotel.
must be something new. What's
It's a
that, Jamaica?
boutique hotel.
Oh.
Resort.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse
Montego Bay?
boutique.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what y'all call it now, boutique.
Mhm.
Sure. I guess I'm getting young.
Small.
Boutique.
But this sounds really fun.
Yeah, it's something for the family and something different, Plus
I
it's
think the
hot. We're trying to
location
cool
is
down.
excellent. So, that's what we need. Some
Yeah, and
people
we,
to see it. And,
yeah,
and then like that
actually,
be all-
Lithonia is a vital section. A lot of people don't pay attention. You're on Klondike, take you to McDonough, you got Stone Mountain, you got 124, you're on Highway 1. You're right around in a little thing that people could get to easily.
It's a big culture because pretty much
Yeah.
like 40% of my business. Is,
Yes, it's right around the little hearing.
New
We're
York,
gonna put it out there.
Jamaicans and, you know, and
Yeah,
family
different
members.
cultures coming in. So we're gonna put it out there for, you know, the family and let people come in. So that'll be a good thing, you know?
Okay. I have a question.
Of
Will you
course.
need the Main Street closed off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
How far are you thinking?
How many people you think we're gonna have?
Yeah, 100, 200.
Couldn't we,
We can
let's
close
say,
up from
from
City Hall.
Premier, from City Hall right here, all the way
Yeah.
down.
To the, to cut, to,
Train line.
Yeah.
yeah, to, the ending of, Green Love.
Green.
And the businesses are allowed to participate too. That's not
Awesome.
okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, we said we're gonna put that in, yeah.
Okay.
They have to because we're part of the city.
And part of that too is promoting businesses because we're a chamber of commerce.
Mhm.
So when we do that, we're also bringing exposure to the businesses. We're helping them to drive sales on that day because of course people will want to purchase something from them
Mhm.
depending on what they have.
Mhm.
And also we are enabling them to engage with our community on a
Mhm.
different level other than normal. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, council?
So I see you, it's gonna be a cook show, or you need a stage or anything? Are you gonna set up a
Yeah.
stage?
Yeah, we're gonna have stage.
Yeah, we're gonna have a stage, and yes, it's gonna be a live demo to use the Grace brand to do the food. It might be more than one brand. It might be, I cook too, I'm a caterer, so they might ask me to cook. Don't know if I can move as fast as them, but it might be me as well as somebody else that we use. We might use another brand, the Ocherius brand too, to demonstrate.
And that's
how to
another
do it.
food
And that's
company.
another food. And we could also use a company from here to do a live demo too.
Mhm.
If we get, if the time permits us to kind of send out these letters as an ask from these companies.
Mhm.
Mayor, you wanted to move forward with this as far as decision today?
Decision, yes. That was great.
So we gotta advertise now.
Mhm.
Because,
Yeah. I would like to make a motion to approve the event on Main for August the 4th.
A second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so
Thank you,
much. I
ma'am.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll meet on the 4th.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's gonna make it happen this summer.
All right, upcoming events for decision, Miss Andrea Miller, better known as Miss Renee. Okay, how are you?
How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I just wanted to have an opportunity to chat with you all as it relates to some upcoming events for amphitheater as well as the back of the park or the park. On July 20th, I had an opportunity to chat with the principal over at Lithonia Middle School, and she wants to be able to do a back to school type of event that will allow them to, one, get information out to the students as it relates to scheduling and to do a backpack giveaway. So in doing so, I had an opportunity to collaborate with Mayor Reynolds to chat about how that could look on the basis of us not only giving out the backpacks per the school, but also to bring other components of the community. So the church that we worked with for the Easter egg hunt has been in contact with DeKalb County Health, and they're going to have screening out for children that are school age, as well as to have members from DeKalb Health and the fire station regarding car seats for smaller children. We're also going to, of course, incorporate that fun side of it to have face painting, a bounce house. We're looking at the possibility of a game truck, but in doing so, of course, it would be a family-friendly community event. We will have vendors set up as well as DJ, a little music, but at the end of the day, it gives us an opportunity to ensure that children and students within our community are prepared for school as they're getting ready to go back to middle school. And that first day of school is August the 5th. And it gives the school an opportunity to ensure that students have their schedules, they understand what it is that they need. And many of the schools this year are moving to mandated clear backpacks. So they want to ensure that day one, students have the opportunity to come in with those clear backpacks in tow on the 5th. So just wanted to share that information. I do have a flyer as it relates. I've already shared it with Miss Ashley via email so that it too can be a part of the calendar and the board and the information board. Okay. Any questions?
Where are you going to?
Well, we'll have to set it up right at the on the side for the amphitheater. So we'll set up there. What Miss Harris would like to do is to have a tent so that she can get all of her students and those parents to come through first, get the backpacks, have a chat with them about the schedules. That is also the day in the community that they will do community showers as it relates to the homeless population at the library. So our not-for-profit is going to donate toiletries to assist with that effort in the community. So it will really look like a community enforced day with working with the library as well as working with the school, and then just giving them that fun avenue once they come over to the amphitheater. Okay. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
I have one more. Okay, I know you said you was gonna give us a flyer, and
I've shared that with Miss Ashley.
okay, and you said July the 20th.
Yes, ma'am. And the
And what-
time is 4 to 7. I thought it better than us being there in the heat of the day to let it be closer to the evening.
That's all I have.
Back to school shopping.
Yeah. And it gives them 2 weeks rather than feeling like it's a rushed event. So they will know, here are your schedules, here's what you need, and this is what, how we'll do that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Any tuning trucks events coming?
Actually, it is called this is called Trucks and Tunes. It's just the back to school edition.
Okay.
So I do have some other events that will take place on September the 9th. I'm working, questions, comments, or concerns with that first.
With the
July 20th.
Send us that. I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
So this is a school event, so there'll be no charges for this?
Correct. Well, community event, so we're not charging.
Mayor gave it to us. We'll share it.
Okay. You have it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we can stop asking these questions that's on the flyer.
It's okay.
Okay, so this one is for.
And one other thing that we're wanting to incorporate on the 20th as well is that July is Awareness Month for minority mental health awareness. So we also want to see if we can work with Georgia Public Health to see if we can get people to come out and tent and table as it relates to mental health awareness with minorities. Councilwoman Shepherd has given me some tidbits and some places, people that I can talk to with respect to it, just so that we can have a greater awareness within our community. As we know, oftentimes when we do look at homelessness with individuals, sometimes there's always some areas of mental capacities that are amiss. So again, it just gives us an opportunity to basically be there for individuals in the community and see what we may be able to do more of in moving forward.
All right. Any other questions, concerns? All right, council, whenever you're ready to make a motion.
I would like to make a motion to approve. I'm gonna call it what it is. 1 second. The Trucks and Tunes Back to School event on 7/20/2024. And then should I be doing that? I'm not gonna call it upcoming event because we just specifically talking about this one.
Just this one.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve Trucks and Tunes Back to School event on 7/20/2024.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm talking.
All right. So I'll move to the next point of discussion. Before I come to events, I do want to have an opportunity to talk about just quickly the two events that we've had thus far at the amphitheater this season, one in May and then another one in June, and just to highlight the feedback that we've gotten on the basis of it. Typically, when a show does take place, I always call City Hall, I'll call council personnel to ask, how was it? Did you get any feedback, if anything? And I did get limited feedback on the, not limited in a negative fashion, but just limited on the basis of complaints. For the event that we did June 16th, we only had one noise complaint at 248, and that was addressed, and it was identified that all was okay. On the May event as well as the June event, we did have two parking issues that were brought to my attention. And as soon as they were brought to my attention, we did address it, and those matters were taken care of as well. In looking at the 2025 calendar, I would just like to come to you all at this time for consideration for 3 Sundays during the course of the calendar year. The Sunday that is preceding Memorial Day weekend in May, the Sunday that precedes Juneteenth in June, and the Sunday that precedes Labor Day in September. I do realize that we have an 8 o'clock time stop imposed, but I'm only asking for those 3 dates because those are the dates that a federal holiday will follow as that Monday. And typically it is not a day as to where people are working. It is typically a holiday. So when we look at those times, I'm just asking for those 3 Sundays, if we have an event, if we could have a stop time of 10 p.m. as opposed to the 8 o'clock stop time.
I'm sorry, give me those dates again. You said preceding that, preceding
Yeah,
that.
the
Just
Sunday
give me-
preceding
Do
Memorial
you know
Day.
what day that is?
I can tell you the
Memorial,
date.
Sunday, the 25th? I think
Of
that's the 20
2025, you're looking at
Yes.
2025.
25th.
You just approved
And-
2 events anyway.
And which other, and you said the other one before
one at-
Juneteenth?
Uh-huh. I think that's going to be June 16th, if I recall correctly.
The Sunday, the 16th is a Monday.
You know.
So
Father's
the
Day is the
15th, the 15th.
Father's Day. Okay, and what was the other one?
And then the last one would have been August 31st, which is the Sunday preceding September 1, which is Labor Day.
August 31st.
Mhm. And then just on the basis of the support as it relates to that, both the May and June events, and we know that weather changes, but I know you all know that we had a very hot June. And just looking at the guests as they were coming to those 2 events, I noticed that they were coming later. And some of them were coming as late as 6:30 or 7, which meant that at the end of the day, they were only at the event for possibly an hour or an hour and a half. So if we were able to do some sort of time extension just for those 3 Sundays during the course of the calendar year, that would give us an opportunity to, one, for that promoter or that event organizer to be able to have more people come and enjoy it and not be so hot. Because I'll tell you, the June event, it had to have been 100 degrees outside. And there were a lot of children coming. And so when I went that morning at 7, I was there from 7 to 11, and then I came back at 2 and stayed until the end. And I could just notice the people as they were coming, and many of them were coming between 6:30 and 7, and the event was over at 8. So no one is asking me to ask on their behalf. I'm asking because I'm looking at possibilities as it relates to us to be able to move forward, and looking at just a client to say, oh, if you do your event on this particular day, we can give you a grace on the time because it does follow a holiday. So that's the only reason. And we typically have someone who's going to utilize the space that Memorial Day weekend and that Father's Day weekend. Now, the Juneteenth can change. Sometimes, like this year, Juneteenth, the date changed a bit, and Monday was not a holiday. So if it's not a holiday, I'm never going to ask for it to fall in that mannerism. That's why I'm asking only for next year. And the reason that I'm asking now is that those clients are going to start their promotions and wanting to start to get ready for next year, probably August, September, and I'd like to be able to share that information with them prior to, if possible. Questions, comments, concerns?
I have a question for
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
So I'm looking at 2025 calendar, May 26th, Memorial Day weekend. I understand that.
Mhm.
All right. The next date, I have Juneteenth. That will be on, the 19th, which is on a Thursday.
The 15th, I think she's asking for. Father said,
But for that Monday, when I looked at the recognized date, it did identify Monday. But if it doesn't, if it comes around and it doesn't recognize that as a holiday, then we won't.
Okay.
We'll stay at our same time.
All right. But you're looking at Father's Day to extend that time if it is a holiday on the 16th.
If that Juneteenth,
Got you. Okay. And then your next event, it looks like August 31st. Is that correct?
Which would be Labor Day weekend.
Okay. All right. Just making sure my dates are right. Thank you.
So I guess, of course, I always have concern about people around. These events, so Mike's event, very good. I didn't hear anything, so he did an excellent job. And I know he's one of these for next year, right? So
he's a June event, and that
June
was the
event.
one. He had a great crowd, but I could tell that they came later, and then when it was over, it was like, sorry, you've got to go. And it wasn't, and there were a lot of children there. He really did make it family friendly this year. So it was not a lot of the talent and things of that nature. So he worked to ensure that it was family oriented and family friendly. And then the Guyana event, I didn't get I only had a parking concern with respect to that. And that was someone parked in front of someone's house. And we had that taken care of, but I didn't have any noise complaints.
So it was just told to us that it was 10 o'clock was the time for the park. That's why we approved the rodeo. So,
but I'm asking for a Sunday.
That is a Sunday. The rodeo is on a Sunday. So I was
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. Yes.
And what is the time now? 9 or 8?
Well, it seems to vary, but between 8 and 9 is what I would probably say with some conviction.
But other ones on Sunday.
Yeah. So Sunday we typically between 8 and 9. I mean, I make sure that they are quite done. And we're gone by 9 o'clock. But I tell them their music has to stop at 8.
So you think 9 is a good number? Or?
I don't have an issue with 9 o'clock. I mean, one of the events that I'm going to do this year is actually going to be on a Sunday, but I'm prepared to go radio silent at 8 o'clock if I have to.
I would think
decision.
One more comment. So
Yes, sir.
that it stays late. I mean, late during these times. I think yes, because the sun goes down by 9 or something like that. So I mean, it's a good cool time.
well, if the holiday is proceeding, after Sunday, and we still have the same stipulations as not wanting anything rowdy, and
It just helps with marketing for me moving forward to be able to say this is something that we are able to offer, even if it's not those clients.
I don't have a problem. We want to bring the people to the city.
I don't have a problem with approving, but did we ever find out the minutes of the times for the park? The park.
This is the amphitheater.
But so are they at the same time or no? We never made those the same time? Well, still, did we ever find out the hours? Just curious.
So I guess we'll,
That's a meeting.
at some point, we'll have to go ahead and set some
Yeah. But I think 10 o'clock is okay for a Saturday event. It gives them, because when we do events in the amphitheater, we are done at 10 o'clock as far as the music. Now, of course, we have to utilize the time to get people out, but we are respectful in identifying that we are silent at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so for amphitheaters, for sure, 10 o'clock. Park, we're unsure. Okay. And
We gotta stay on the agenda,
Oh,
y'all.
I'm sorry, staying on the agenda.
Moving away.
and what you're requesting is for the amphitheater
Yes,
Okay.
for Sundays.
for Sundays. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve, what, I'm not sure what I would say, 2025 upcoming events for those dates that she mentioned for the Sundays, for Memorial Day, Juneteenth, and what was the last one?
Labor Day.
And Labor Day weekend.
Providing the Juneteenth falls on a,
Weekend.
the next day is a holiday, because as Mayor stated, it looked like it's the 19th. So
19th is
providing that the
Thursday.
16th is a holiday. If we can-
Okay, so providing that the 16th is a holiday, will that complete that motion?
I think so.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
I have
You got
two more.
you got two more? Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
We do have, and I'll send the information over to Ms. Ashley as it relates to, we have 3 people who have an interest in utilizing the park during the month of August. I would like for us to see if I can at least know who I need to speak with at DeKalb, because oftentimes I get a lot of phone calls where people are saying, I want to rent the pavilion, I want to do this. And I'm like, no, that's this. Or then they'll come back and say, I have rented it and I was told to call you. And I'm like, well, you haven't rented it if you've not gone through our process. So if we can hopefully get a seamless process with DeKalb on the basis of the park, because unfortunately what's happening is that they're getting misinformation. And, oftentimes when we are misinformed, we become frustrated. So by the time the conversation gets to me, I'm speaking to a frustrated client because they've had some misinformation shared. So that's just a point just to share with you all. So hopefully during the course of this week, I'll be able to share with Ms. Waters on the basis of some dates for August for the park usage. For the amphitheater, yes, we are going to do one show this year. I'm going to try a Sunday for Southern Soul Sunday. We'll do gates at 4, showtime 5. We'll finish at 8. So that I'm looking at September the 9th for that. And then I'm pending and waiting on a date for August. September is one of those dates that I'm choosing because it gives us an opportunity to not only have the music, but also to look at being able to recognize cancer awareness in light of our mayor, as well as prostate cancer in light of men. And that is the month as to where that awareness is there as well. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is, even when we are having concerts, to have an opportunity to ensure that we're also informing our community. Okay. All
I
right.
have a suggestion. I know we
Yes.
got to get all that straight eventually, but I would say that we skip a week in between events.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but that's not goal because everybody has to vote on it. But just so it's
Have a
not
gap
every
week.
weekend killing the neighborhood, or that way you could set your agenda,
Right.
your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a little bit easier on the community.
Okay, all right. And then I know that from the LDDA side that we are looking at something in October as it relates to the amphitheater. And as I get additional information, I'll be happy to share it, okay? As always, I appreciate you all's support. If there's nothing else, I am finished. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I don't see Chief.
Gee.
Ms. Miller, can you see if Chief ready? Thank you.
I thought we already decided on it.
What, Ms. Cleveland?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not the P.
Yeah, we were looking for vendors. Maybe he found a vendor.
Huh?
Max Cleveland, she was
Mhm.
thinking
Remember, we had to
voted
get
already.
more quotes because they only had one.
Yeah, okay.
So the first repair we have is Max Cleveland and Stone Mountain Street. I know that's been one we talked about numerous times. We were having issues trying to get contractors to come out. We finally got a few quotes. We sent them in your packet. Talked to Mr. Munson. So Max Cleveland, Stone Mountain Street is on our SPLOST 1 repair list. And the plan is to take where that sidewalk ends to widen that turn lane, because the sidewalk doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of stops as it goes down Max Cleveland. So to stop the sidewalk and put a new crosswalk coming back over Stone Mountain Street over to the sidewalk over here. So it'll have two proper pedestrian crossings. So one will go to the island, and then the island to the sidewalk. It'll have ADA ramps and be ADA compliant. So the turn lane, if you're coming up Max Cleveland to Stone Mountain Street, so right now it's pretty narrow. When I was standing out there with a contractor, one of the school buses came by barely. It has to go all the way into the other lane to make a turn. This will actually widen that. So where that sidewalk is, we're going to widen the road to the end of that sidewalk and put a curb. There'll be a concrete curb that goes down.
Yep.
So that way it'll make the turn lane wider going to Stone Mountain Street, and we'll have a pedestrian crosswalk.
Yeah.
So you have three estimates in there. You have
I got a quick question
Yes.
before you run to the estimates. Okay, when you say the sidewalk doesn't go anywhere, so are you talking about from Stone Mountain Street, you coming down Max Cleveland?
if you could, where, so where the housing authority homes are on
Yes.
Stone Mountain Street.
Uh-huh.
So on that side, the sidewalk comes down to Max Cleveland, and it barely turns, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay,
It
that's
just ends.
over by the church?
No, going towards the housing authority built the office. It's on that
Okay.
side.
Okay, on across the street.
Mhm.
And then with the one going up Stone or coming down Max Cleveland? Okay, Stone Mountain Street. So are we talking about sidewalk that's going that way or
So,
sidewalk?
yeah, so if you say you're coming to the city on Stone Mountain Street from the old Citizens Trust Bank, there's a sidewalk on both sides.
Mhm.
Okay, the sidewalk on the left side, as you get to the light, it just turns and ends. It doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't even go down Max Cleveland. It just stops.
So how far does it go? Just on that corner?
Yeah, it just turns that corner and it
Because
stops.
we do
right
have
there.
people coming up, walking.
Yeah, so what they'll do is they'll walk up Max Cleveland and then be able to cross over
To where the apartments are?
to where the Stone
okay,
Manor
church.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what's called Stone Manor?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be able to cross right there, and then they'll be able to cross back over Stone Mountain Street to that side and walk down.
Put a crosswalk right now.
Yeah. So there'll be a
But you're not
crosswalk.
getting rid of any sidewalk, or you are because you're widening the street.
Yeah, I mean, we're not technically getting rid of any sidewalk because the sidewalk just ends. It doesn't go nowhere.
Right.
We're just widening that turn lane to go on to Stone Mountain Street and then building a new crosswalk to get back over Stone
And
Mountain Street.
that sidewalk will stay, whatever's there? I don't know.
Yeah. When you come down, so if you're coming down Stone Mountain Street, you'll be able to stop, turn, cross over Stone Mountain Street, and then go back across Max Cleveland.
We're giving it a crosswalk where
Yeah.
it wasn't one there now.
This is where that big hole was from the people burying
Yeah.
the pipe.
So it'll fix all that where that hole is right there. It'll fix that whole curve right there.
I'm just trying to visualize because I would love to see sidewalks on both street sides where people don't have to be crossing back and forth just to have sidewalk. And I know this is a walking community, and I know people love to walk, and they're coming down Center Street, and they'll make that right onto Max Cleveland.
Right. No sign.
And,
Yeah,
there's walking there. So when you get up to Stone Mountain, you said there was sidewalk, a little sidewalk
Yeah,
there? No,
it didn't even
it won't even go?
it didn't even come down towards
Make
the
curve.
yeah, it didn't even make the whole curve.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So there's 3 quotes on there. There's one from Greenway One for $7,330.00. Now they don't do the concrete, so they would have to. That was the issue we had with them. They can only give us a quote on the asphalt. Then you have a quote from Wildcat Striping, Sealing, and Paving. Now they do everything: demo the concrete, widen it, do the asphalt, do do the striping, the crosswalk, all of that. $29,437. Then you have one from DAF Concrete, which we've used them for small repairs and repair of the stormwater drain on Kelly Street. 51,700.
Good question.
Yes.
On the DAF, it says no, City of Lithonia will provide traffic control. So are we talking about the button you push for people to walk across the street?
No, just put have an officer out there to help them with the traffic flow.
Oh, while they're doing the
Yeah,
work.
while they're doing that road work.
Okay, and I noticed none of these quotes have that walking they do.
So if you look on Wildcat where it says layout, stripe, crosswalk, and standard mobilization included in striping scope, that's the crosswalk.
So which
The
wording?
crosswalk is $3,286.
Okay, so that whole thermoplastic scope
Mhm.
is the actual. Okay. So they're the only ones that's providing that.
Well, it's in DAS quote, but they just didn't put it out there. Yeah.
The only reason why I think that's really important is because that's a really busy street. I know I walked over there a few times and that's gonna be hard. So you need that crosswalk there. I mean that light.
And then PKS paving, $38,397. So if you look at theirs on that fourth page, they have it in there with the concrete curb insulation, 5x8 crosswalk, and 2 ADA ramps.
Are they missing something that the other two aren't?
No, they're all just all over the place.
Who did the
DAF is more of a concrete company. That's why theirs was a little bit more, because they'll probably have to sub out some of their asphalt work.
who did the curve
Parkway, DAF.
So you know they work now.
DAF.
Wildcat is the one that did Klondike.
No, Klondike was. You're gonna ask me, I'll tell you.
But he's not in the bid.
Yeah, they're not in the bid.
You said DAF is the one that I have to sub out some of the concrete work.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're good. They're
Right.
all their work's been good. They've done 2 or 3 different projects with the
Because
city.
like you said, there's the one they did the move the fire hydrant in.
Mm-hmm.
They did do some good work.
You said we did get a quote from the people that did.
Yes, that's
DAF.
on the DAF.
DAF.
51,700.
Are they the most expensive one?
And you said they will provide the traffic light. Yeah.
Then
No.
we're not getting a traffic light, we're getting a crosswalk.
Yeah, you
Okay,
get a
that's really
crosswalk.
important.
You can't get a traffic light right there.
Yeah.
We got a traffic
They
light.
do have
We-
a button though, don't
You
they?
do?
You saying the button.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
No,
that-
crosswalk, just the actual striping.
No, I'm saying that's for all the quotes, but I'm saying the actual button.
You're talking about putting so
On
that
the
is
light.
something that is coming down the pipe from what I hear, because we haven't been told yet, but we've heard that. So the cab's supposed to handle all traffic control
Yeah,
at
they
the
pushing it
intersection with
off
the
on us.
lights. We're hearing that the cab's gonna stop doing that for all cities,
Yep.
but we haven't been told yet. They haven't told us anything yet.
What kind of liability mess is that? That's crazy.
Luckily we have that
It's a
one red light.
liability.
Yeah,
One red
that
light.
that was just what, a week ago, I think, or so that we heard that.
Thousands.
So I'm supposed to find more information out about that, but that's
They
what
gonna
we've been
start
told.
pushing back on the city.
So the one that I know me and Mr. Munson talked to and liked was the PKS. They were very efficient when they came out and gave their quote.
And they're the only ones that have, I think, the ADA ramps, right?
Correct, on their quote, yes.
But we need that. We need to be up to code with everything. So
You did anything with PKS before?
No, they're a new company. Like I said, we're having trouble getting people come out, so we reached out to pretty much everybody, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, anywhere that has done big projects.
You just answered my question. My second question was, we know any cities they done work for?
The PKS has done work all over. They said City of Atlanta, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta. They're from Alpharetta.
Okay.
Probably other ones. I know Greenway has done DeKalb. They did a repair for DeKalb when DeKalb dug up the water main area on Conyers Street. Yeah.
That, I'm not feeling that one. I like the one with 88 ramps. It's just my suggestion. That's gonna be my motion. I don't know if we still want to have discussion about it, but I'd rather have 88 ramps. That's more compliant to me. So I'm gonna make a motion for it.
Real quick, it sounds like we don't do a scope of work, like in specific things that we want. Like if we were to go back and give that to DAF, who we worked with before, I mean, I know their numbers are already much higher, but I'm just curious because I would hate for us to pay all this money and then it ends up being a mess like some of the other streets, you know.
Mhm.
That would be my biggest concern.
Cause I'm reading,
We can do that. You say
you
like
do
tell
want a
exactly.
concrete sidewalk.
Yeah, so we met with them out there, but remember, this is something that came to our attention that we trying to get done and repaired because of the
And it opened up all
drop.
these other things.
Yeah, the drop off over there on the right side.
Cause if you're looking at PKS, they're gonna fix the hole. You do want them to do the sidewalk. You do want them to do the ADA ramps. It looks like they are gonna do, let me go back. They are gonna do the stripings for the crosswalk.
No, I said, look like they
They are gonna remove all the mess that's there. Like their quote is a little bit more detailed on what they are gonna do and what they are gonna remove and add. That's why I said I'm more comfortable. Me personally, I'm more comfortable with PKS paving and what they're offering than what they're installing.
much more different is it?
PKS was about middle of the road.
Yeah.
They were 38,000.
So they're doing concrete and asphalt.
Concrete, asphalt, striping, the ADA ramps, and the crosswalk.
Yep. No, right now, the other two folks didn't have all of that.
And you do what they say. That's what,
And then he said that they had references
They were the
for
ones
other
that gave us
cities.
more of a professional quote.
Okay, well, if that's what you think is the best, then okay, cool. You don't think we need to go back to any other? Okay.
Now, this is the one that like we've been pulling teeth to just.
We gotta get these fixed. Because this is the second time we made you go back and get 2 more quotes.
For me, it's just about the quality of work. But if you want to make a motion, go ahead.
I motion to approve PKS paving for all construction in the amount of $38,397.11.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much.
The next one you have is the pothole we have out here that has the plate in the bottom that we've spent so much time figuring out what the plate's for. It's right here.
Oh, it's on
Yeah,
this side.
it's got a plate in the bottom. So we've had the county come out several times. We've had actually different entities in the county come out. They say it's not theirs. We had a couple of the asphalt companies come out just to look at it to make sure there's nothing under that plate. So the quotes you have here are to basically cut that out around there and raise it up and fix the pothole. So you have pretty much the same companies came out while they were here giving us the quote on Max Clee, and we had them come up here and give us this quote. DAF was at 28,000. Once again, they're more of a concrete company. They have to sub out a lot of their asphalt. The Greenway $1,735.26. They do work for the cab. They do patch work for the cab. They patched Conyers Street just down from Miss Wynn's house going out of the city where that hole used to be. They're the ones that came out. They did that for the county. PKS once again gave another good detailed quote at $8,068.47.
You said, where is this hole at again where you have to put a plate in it?
Right here.
It's already got a plate in it.
Oh, sorry, I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, like a water turnoff. or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they did a scope, the county, both roads and drainage, Garrett from roads and drainage came out. And then we had water sewer come out, and it doesn't belong to any of them.
But why would a plate be there? They put it there for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
We
and-
may not know it.
And once
but
they cut it out, I mean, they'll probably, they might be able to.
water starts shooting up.
Well, no, they're gonna cut around it. They won't cut that deep. But there's no water in there because roads and drainage and water sewer came out and said that it doesn't belong to them.
Nobody knows
But
that.
what? So it was just asphalt. It was hollow with a plate.
It's got a plate in the bottom. Yeah,
But I mean, it's still
It
hollow.
started sinking like for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody knows.
So where did it go?
It's still there. The
I
plate's
mean,
still
where
there.
did the whatever was filling that hole? Where did that go? Yeah, washed away with water.
Somewhere down there. But once they get in there, they'll be able to tell us more. So Wildcat gave a quote of $9,646.
It sounded like if PKS was very detailed, maybe we should also go with them as well.
Theirs was what, 7,000?
$8,068. And once again, this will come out of SPOS one. Again, that is on the approved project. That road is on the approved
No.
project list.
We didn't see that on ours, right? That's just your copy?
See what?
The PKS for the Bun Street. The one we have that you sent us
You should
email.
have two different ones.
You guys got
I
that?
don't have that.
I don't think we received that one.
One more question.
I'm looking forward to long.
Yeah, I don't see it.
It's the same.
It went straight into
pages.
I love how you handed it to her, but I had the
I
question.
know, right?
Like,
No, right. We don't have.
I have one more question. Okay, so since they're gonna already be out here, did you ask if they would work with us on that 8,000, since they're gonna be already coming at 38? If they can,
We can ask them. I mean, they know they're gonna be out here. They gave us the price.
so you're assuming that they already taken into consideration, or you know?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't the most expensive either. I mean, Wildcat was the most expensive, so
What did they?
$9,646.
Well, it never hurts to ask, but if you think you already have the answer.
all right, so you need a motion? All right. One last question before I make a motion. I don't really know all the terms in there, but if they find there's more issues outside of what they just looked at, what usually happens with that?
So depending on what the cost would be, either I would approve it right then, or if it's more, then we'll do a real quick special call meeting real fast.
Okay.
Because they can plate it over.
Plate it over.
Yeah, if something's in there, they can, because
Oh,
the cap,
during the work.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
just like they did on Klondike.
Okay.
They can plate it over, but they still can't remove the plate that's on the
No, I'm talking about if they cut it open and it's already open, they can put a big plate on it, like we had happen on Klondike Road.
That probably was the plate that they put in.
Oh,
It may have been plated once
It
before.
looked like a small plate.
My opinion, they didn't.
All right, I can make a motion. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve. To approve PKS paving, for the street repair on Max Cleveland and Bun Street for the amount of $8,068.47.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you. Next, we have annexation.
in your email, I emailed you a map that Harry from Low Engineer drew for us. We had several, just 6 properties come to us in reference to signing petition to annex in via the 100% method. So with that, Low went ahead and took their petitions, drew the map. what I need to do is to get approval to accept these properties, so that way the attorney can draw up the ordinance in order for us to adopt and then present to the county. So the addresses are 2546 Rock Chapel, 2536 Rock Chapel, 7050 Pine Mountain Road, 7085 Railroad Street, 7081 Luther, and 7074 Pine Mountain. So once again, this is just to be able to accept them in so the attorneys can go ahead and drop the ordinance, then we'll bring it back before council for final adoption and send off to the county.
Okay.
Not everybody said yes, if that's what they're looking at, how it's drawn.
No, I'm just trying to understand too, because I forgot. So like the 100% method is going through house, right? And getting them to approve that, or no? Clarify.
100% is when they're 100% attached to us. So like the what is it? The store, I call it the store, the old
Church.
the old church.
Mhm.
It's the whole property line butts up against us,
And you just want
and they want to go
Contiguous.
since it's contiguous.
Okay. For some reason, I thought like with the annexation process, 100% is if we get like
60% and 40%. Oh,
no, I think you said, Shepard, you should remember all this.
I know. We just talked.
So like the property owner want to come in 100%.
Yep.
To sign
say
it.
that again. I'm sorry.
Like the property owner to say, I want to, be annexed into, so it's 100%. Just
That's
What
100%.
What are we working out with house then? That's where I'm confused.
That's
Remember we talked about getting something, a bill through house to have this
Oh.
process sped up so it could be voted on in the next election?
that's for a different annexation. That's for the one that myself and the mayor met with Stonefest on.
Okay, so this one is just for individual
Yeah,
people?
this
Yeah,
was
this
just for
one
the
is-
ones right here that have come up here asking.
Okay.
So once again, they've got to draw up an ordinance and we'll bring it back before council for approval and adoption.
where was that subdivision that wanted to come in?
Mason Mill,
Yeah, that's not
no,
touching that.
that's down Union, that's down Union Grove.
So that's the one that will have to wait on the house bill.
Mhm.
I'm trying to understand this map you sent. 3-6 and then the yellow line. Like what am I looking at?
So that's,
yellow line
the
is
yellow
the
line is the current city, property line.
Mhm.
So this is that church that we just talked about.
What number is that?
You see where 3 is?
Yes,
That's that church. The half of the property is split in half.
okay.
Half's in unincorporated, half's in the city. The 2536 is right next to it.
Okay.
So they want to come in. And then on Pine Mountain, this is all the city. 7050 has to come in.
So this is our property line
Yes, right
and
now.
they want to come in.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're not, if that's the house, they're
Right
not
there on
really
the
close
bottom
to
by
it.
Pine Mountain,
It's still considered close? Okay.
Smoky Road.
Okay. But what does the 3 and 6 stand for?
That's part of their map that they had on there. They don't stand for
Okay.
anything.
So we're looking at this, you said 7056, that address? Is wanting to be included?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you said this
7050.
70, okay, got you right there.
Yeah.
That one, one you said is split, 2546?
Yeah, that's split right now. That's the ones that kicked us off really. They want their whole property in. Only half their property.
The front, the back being something else, it's crazy.
So just curious, 7044, do they pay partial city tax? Because their house, or do they pay decab because they're, didn't you say majority of their house? Yeah.
2546. That's, they pay the cab. That would be the one that's split, I thought. That would be, probably be paying city and county. Not that one.
They pay county, they pay city.
Because it's two different buildings.
Oh,
It's one property, two different buildings.
oh, wow.
Wait, but we can't skip over. If 7044 is part of the cab, we can skip over that and go to 7050 because it's part of the right of
You're
way.
taking the right of way.
You see?
This right here.
Even though this is not a part of it. Really? Okay.
That's
That's interesting.
Mayor's house like
That's
that.
really interesting.
Yeah, I know. Said This one.
So Harry will be here to present the
This
ordinance.
is, you said this is one property.
That's what it looks like. This one's not.
So what do you need from us?
Just an approval to move forward to get the ordinance.
All right, so I would like to make a motion to approve Lowe's engineers to start on the ordinance process for annexation.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yeah, why is Lowe's doing it?
So he's going to draw it, and then he's drawing the map, working with Winston's office to get the ordinance, and then we'll present it. He's going to help us present it to the county.
To pay Harry and then pay. I think you can just click on the button and put that in. You know, how much does he want to be paid?
Their hourly rate. They don't charge us anything extra other than what our hourly is.
You gotta control that a little bit on Harry, because he got us held up on a lot of things.
Got you held up or what? Or is it LDDA?
Parking lot.
Oh, no, they're waiting on us. Well, they're waiting on the guy to
before
sign.
then.
Oh, yeah, before then, yeah.
Out of town for a year.
Oh, okay. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. Good to hear your voice. All right, next up, intergovernmental agreement with City of Stonecrest, Chief.
All right, so this one's one that has been a work in progress for going on 4 or 5 months now. I think we finally got everything worked out. So if you see, we sent out the agreement. This is an agreement for us to work with Stonecrest to help provide not police services, but extra security at their city buildings and city parks. So about 6 months ago, we kind of went back and forth and talked, and I met with city manager over there. Then we met with the attorneys and kind of went through all the case law and anything that might prevent this or anything. And there's nothing that prevents this. Counties and cities work together all the time. This will be the first time a city and a city have actually worked together. So the idea is that we would utilize our reserve officers who already are volunteers here, and we would kind of up our reserve unit. And in fact, we would supply them with one officer at City Hall at their city door, one officer at their Browns Mill Aquatic Center, as well as supply 2 officers for their council meeting, work session, special call meetings, city sponsored events, 2 officers for city parks as needed. And then they would pay us a fee per hour per officer, which in turn would let us pay these officers part-time to work there. So at the end of the day, it comes out to be the city would profit around $25 an hour. That's what the city would gain in order to supply them with the administration staff to monitor them, kind of help out around here. We would be able to utilize that to, increase our manpower as well. So, I mean, it's something pretty excited. I'm excited about it. I know Stonecrest is really excited about it. We've gone back and forth. We've had meetings. I've had meetings with their city manager several times, their mayor. Me and our mayor have had meetings with them. So I want to say it's not taking anything away from us. It's just utilizing the people that already volunteer their time here in a manner to let them work in their city property and kind of help them out in their security needs, because that's one thing that they're struggling with over there. We all know police services are down, police manpower is down everywhere, but it gives our volunteers an opportunity to make a little bit of money, and instead of going out working part-time jobs somewhere else, they can just work that extra job and help them out. So yeah, of course it could increase the number of officers depending on the event or whatever, but they still would pay per officer. I currently have it lined up to where we'll have one supervisor that will oversee the officers that are over there. We'll assign, the amount of officers that we need to assign over there to work it, and then keep track of the hours that way. I think there's anything else that we've had. One thing that I will say, that if you look on the very last page, it lays out the number of officers that'll be there. It's just 2 officers full-time during the week, and then the other officers are just sparingly.
So you said reserve will be working there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So-
None of the full-time officers.
Okay, because we don't pay reserve,
Correct.
but they would get paid if they work in Stonecrest.
Correct.
Okay.
And city profits 20. Just repeat that.
Yeah,
The
25.
city profits $25 an hour.
Correct.
Have you calculated any roundabout figures on just based on what they may require?
We played around with it, but until
To change?
yeah. Because there's no telling, some of their events, they might need more. If you read through it, they got their own thing. They'll work with us and notify us weeks in advance when they need officers, how many they need, who they need, all that. So they currently utilize some security. It's just not working out.
So you would be responsible for getting more officers if they needed it?
Yes, ma'am. It would just be reserve. It wouldn't be our full-time officer.
So what do you mean by full-time officers on here on a division of workforce, 40 hours?
So that they would just need somebody at that location, like as a full-time position, but they wouldn't be a full-time officer with us.
Oh, okay. So who are they
It
going
would
to
just be a part-time. What?
I'm just trying to understand. So it will come from the reserve pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then essentially they're going to be hired full-time by Stonecrest. No, but they're just working full-time hours.
Well, not full-time. No. So it says full-time, which full-time we all know is about 40 hours a week. So the goal is just to split that in half between two or three people. So
Okay.
you might have one officer and they'll be with us as a part-time employee.
So our
what we-
reserve will become part-time
yeah.
employees.
So we would have just a special number of them that are assigned to that area that will be part-time with us, that we keep track of the hours.
Okay. And how specifically do you track the hours? Like, is it going to be like an electronic way to do that, to track it? How does
Mhm.
you plan it?
So the goal is to invoice them, just like anything else. We've sat down with Alicia and Winston on this numerous times. So what would happen is we would send the officers over there, they'll work, we'll invoice them for those hours, and they'll pay it just like they would pay any other invoice.
Okay.
So the pay period and paycheck, so that would go with the same people that's doing hours.
Mm-hmm.
Got a question. Did you figure out what it would look like, the badge and stuff?
It'll still stay Lithonia for right now, unless something else changes down the road. I know there's been talks in the past, way before me. I think the mayor talked about it years and years ago. There was something talked about a combined entity, but I know that's not a discussion right now.
This is random, but when does Mayor Copple's term end?
4 more years.
4 years. And how long is this term for in this IGA?
So This right now will be 2 years.
2 years. That's my question. All right, so this is a decision. And it looks like Denmark is the one that put it together, his team.
Yes.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with the city of Suncrest. And I'm believing that this will start immediately.
Not till it won't start until probably July 22nd.
Okay.
That's
Well, I won't
been
add
that's
it.
been the tentative.
Okay.
That's a Monday.
All right, I'll restate the motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with the city of Stonecrest.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. All right, we have police department update. Is Major here or Chief?
KK is actually out. Don't really have much. I've been out of town for GMA. I'll give that update, I guess, along. Other than we've been working hard on trying to get this IGA sorted out with manpower and whatnot, and I think it's going to be something groundbreaking. We've already had somebody call and ask, we heard this. How do you do it? So we good.
Thank you.
All right, I have an update. One of our citizens that used to come to our meetings, Deacon Leo Morton, passed away last week. His service will be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Union Missionary Baptist Church. So please keep the family in your prayers. I appreciate it. And also, I know we went to our convention on, was it 2 weeks ago? Last week? Oh.
Leslie.
Whew, time going by fast. Okay, so I ran across a company that does collection for the property taxes, and they gave me a number to a young lady that I'm gonna call and just get some information. But they actually can collect on property taxes that hasn't been paid yet. So I was trying to make sure, is it okay that I can reach out to them just to maybe come and do a presentation, possibly, so we can see what that looks like. Because I know all of us is worried about, what we didn't collect. And it might be some more things that we couldn't collect in previous years as well. So I just want you all to be aware of that. Other than that, that's all I have for tonight. As far as updates, I'm going to start with Councilwoman Wynn. Do you have any updates at all, concerns?
No, not really. I guess I do. So much has been happening with in the community to it's somewhat overwhelming. But I'm very thankful for Officer K.K. Jones, who has been doing an excellent job with code enforcement with the cab, getting us to the right people, and also keeping up with what's the things that we've been dealing with over there at Rock Chapel for so long. He's also working with this gentleman. He did say that he would send me some information so we could just maybe have a meeting with everybody, because the same people too, I think they might be, they're on 124. They're moving to every place. And I think he's on it so good until my aunt called me and she did let me know today that she said, we did hit its base, this thump. She said, but it stopped. So I think what's happening in the midst of them doing that, they're going over there doing a follow-up, trying to make sure everything is kosher. We're really glad about that. Glad about the annexation. The people who did want to come to the city, they seem to be pretty happy too.
Okay.
That's basically it.
All right. Mayor Pro Tem?
I had a very enjoyable time at the Savannah GMA convention. I did want to bring back just something we can discuss in the future on this class that I took. It was about retirement 101. And I found that council members and mayors can also be a part of retirement. I didn't know if you guys knew that. So that'll be something interesting to talk about. And also just looking into opportunities for our current employees full-time as well, to make sure they're getting everything that they need as well. Because I know we have a plan, but I don't know what the layout looks like exactly. So that's all.
All righty. Councilwoman Shepherd?
Update on our resource center. The repertoire was very successful this summer in doing meal programs. Miss Joyce had a lot of kids. They had a wonderful time. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to stop by there. She did have a lot of kids who stopped by. She is working on some summer initiatives before they go back to school with Lithonia Middle School. And once she gets those together, I'll get those out to you guys so that we can go down and listen to some of those initiatives with her. Also working on a grand opening that will be out soon. Get that information out to you. Anything else I missed with Resource Center, Chief?
They got the trainers from New York and DC.
Yep, the STEM trainers from New York and DC are coming soon. So hopefully we can get some times and dates so you guys can get to meet them, the people that we met on the video.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can meet those people, and the program is going good. She has had an opportunity to work with a lot of kids so far that Lithonia Middle School has referred to her to kind of keep on a straight path that we're kind of going left and right. Lithonia has reached out and sent her some kids too. Okay, good. The program is going good. So I'm gonna get some dates and time so you guys can come and see what we got going on. We are achieving some goals quickly. So that was just my update on the resource center.
All right, thank you. Councilman?
Well, some of my update would be from the LDDA. They have been talking about sponsoring a concert. So they're going to try to work those things out and see what they can do. Of course, the logistics working with Miss Renee. So that's one of the only thing that they talked about that was different in other day-to-day business. I did want to mention that they do have, I think they did it this year, I'm not sure, but they do have a $500 grant to those who do work on their building or signage or anything, so they can apply for that and get a credit. So they've been doing that for a couple of years, but I don't know if they did
That's
it
what
this
we're
year.
done, right? You said we're done, right? With the historic preservation?
No,
Is
it's
that a
just
different-
it's just on. Yeah, I guess Dawn was handling it at that time.
Yeah.
The facade.
Facade grant, yeah.
All right. Your turn, Councilwoman.
Yeah. Enjoyed the training at Georgia Municipal Association Annual Convention. And I did also hear about that facade grant. I think I passed that on to me. I met some interesting people, and I'm hoping to get back in contact with them because they are doing some things that have done some things that we're looking to do. So make some good connections.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
I met someone, I sent him an email. He's one of the council members in Clarkston. And so I know we discussed before going to tour like a tiny home subdivision with Johnston, but Clarkston's right next door too.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to plan some dates, I can give that to him so we can all go out and look at it.
Next week.
You said next
Please.
week? That's early. That's cool. That's cool. All right, I'll ask about next week.
All right, I appreciate it. All right, is there a need for executive session?
Yes, I would say
Okay, is it personnel, litigation, or real estate? Which one?
real estate.
All right,
How about you?
personnel and real estate.
I motion to go into executive session for personnel and real estate.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much. All right. Testing. I'm good. Council, Council, can I get a motion to exit executive session, please?
All right, I like to make a motion to exit executive session and enter into our council meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. We are now back in our normal city council meeting. It is now 7:51 p.m., July 1st, 2024. There is no action taken regarding real estate or personnel. So at this time, council, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Good night. Oh, okay.